Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Everything Etc. I'm your host, Shaman Shan, joined today by a very special guest, Mr. Cooper Schultz. How are you, Cooper?
I'm great, Shaman. How are you?
Good. How are you feeling? Let's ignore that question. Cooper graduated high school in 2023. He's now in his second year of...
Yeah, starting my second year of physiotherapy.
There you go, at
University
UQ.
of Queensland.
How's that going,
You
Coop?
knew that, Shaman.
I did know that. Was that natural?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah?
It's difficult, I think, but yeah, I'm enjoying it.
That's good. Now, did you have aspirations in med, going to physiotherapy?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Ish. I think it's very pushed by my parents, I think, obviously.
Do you want to do med?
I think it'd be a fun job.
Yeah. In what way?
I don't know. I don't know, Shaman.
Yeah.
I think one of the main things for me is, can I study for like another 7 years?
Yeah, that's actually true. It's a long journey.
It is.
But hey, physiotherapy is a good career.
That's
though.
right. That's the plan anyway. So I saw a thing the other day, Shaman, that sea monsters, like the Loch Ness monster, are actually just erect whales' penises.
What? and why is that, Coop?
Well, let me tell you, Shaman. Okay.
This is about to be interesting.
But sightings of whale erections may have inspired tales of other famous sea monsters. One of the more bizarre theories about the origins of the Loch Ness monster have been debunked by the researcher who helped to start the wild rumour that long-necked Nessie might actually have been a whale's penis. And Shaman, if you look at the photo...
I'll put the photos up for people watching on the video.
So Shaman and I were in Japanese class together, right? With Graham. Shout out to Graham.
Graham, hope you're watching.
Yeah, Graham and Greg. Greg is our Japanese teacher.
Very
inspirational man. This is some advice that changed my life forever.
Hello. So, just a little advice. Something we should all keep in mind is that the internet and YouTube also full of idiots. Yeah. So make sure you get multiple sources. You check all your information, and anything that is presented to you, look at it critically. Okay, don't just swallow that information and accept it as fact. Here ends the lesson for today.
one word, Coop. Inspiration.
Here ends the lesson for today.
Life-changing.
Now, just for context, that was the advice given when he was asked the question, do you have any dating advice?
Do you reckon Star Wars has fell off?
Yes.
It's really fallen off, hasn't it?
So is Marvel, kind of.
Right?
Have you watched Skeleton Crew?
Oh, a bit. I watched season 1.
It's them 2 seasons.
Yeah, I think so.
With Jude Law.
Oh, Skeleton Crew. No, I thought you were talking about The Bad Batch. I haven't watched Skeleton Crew. Is it good?
Well, I don't know. I haven't watched it.
Isn't it a kids' TV show?
Oh, there's kids in it.
Yeah, I thought it was like a family TV show.
Is it?
I thought so.
But apparently he's a Jedi. And there's spoilers. Apparently he's a Jedi.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any of it. And I saw this thing, Disney Star Wars has introduced, 5 Jedis that survived Order 66. It's just getting out of hand.
Oh, there's too many. That's kind of weird. I don't think he's a Jedi. The way I saw the promotion, I think...
He has but he has the lights. I feel like
he doesn't have to be a Jedi and have a light.
Or maybe he was like a Kanan kind of type.
Maybe. I don't think, from the promotion, I think he's putting on the act that he's a Jedi to gain the children's trust.
Maybe he betrays them.
But I don't think he's a Jedi.
But I saw a thing saying it was... Anyway, back to the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's, Luke, I am your father. And this is interesting because the actual line... I should fact check this. But I'm fairly sure the actual line is, no, I am your father.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I thought it was Luke, I am your father.
But I saw a thing, and the reason... Yeah, it's I am your father. The reason why everyone thinks it's Luke, I'm your father, is because obviously there was a lot of talk about Obi-Wan. He was like, you killed my father. And he goes, no, Luke, I am your father. But in the action figures, they put it as Luke, I am your father to give it context. Because if it was just, no, I am your father, it'd be that.
Oh, okay.
And so everyone remembers the Luke, I'm your father.
Wow. That's that became really
But another thing is, a bit of English grammatical errors here.
Yeah.
So, I can't remember the lines exactly, but it's something like, no, you killed my father.
Yeah.
And then the way James Earl Jones enunciates it, he goes, no, I am your father. Like, emphasizes the I.
Yeah.
But theoretically, shouldn't he say, no, I am your father? Because Luke is confused. Luke thinks
Darth Vader murdered his father.
Darth Vader murdered his father. So wouldn't Darth Vader then go, I am your father? Like, I didn't murder your father, I am your father. But it would only make sense with the emphasis on the I if Luke said, no, Obi-Wan's my father. And then Darth Vader could go, no, I am your father.
Wait, that's a good point. I reckon it was just for dramatic emphasis.
Yeah.
No, I am your father.
No, I am your father.
No, see, no, I am your father sounds way cooler.
No, I am your...
See?
Luke. That's Obi-Wan. Did you see they recast Balin Scroll in the new Ahsoka season?
Who's
The
Balin
dude
Skull?
died.
I didn't see that.
I haven't seen Ahsoka.
No, I gotta watch it.
It's actually one of the better...
TV shows.
Andor is definitely the best.
Mm-hmm. You know, I don't like the Disney Star Wars TV shows.
No, yeah, exactly.
Because is it just they feel cheap?
Some
is
of
that
them.
me?
Andor is good.
I loved Andor.
Andor's good.
It was so grounded. It was really good.
What's that new Old Republic one?
Oh, that one, yeah.
With the dude from Squid Games?
Yeah. I don't remember what it's called, but I know it looks
Acolyte.
really bad. The Acolyte.
It was,
yeah. You watched that too?
I watched
You
it.
really wasted your time, didn't you?
Yeah, it was difficult.
Yeah.
I loved the concept. It
Yeah.
it was on the precipice of being something good.
Yeah.
But it fell off. And you know something I didn't like? So obviously in like the prequel trilogy,
Yeah.
the lightsabers were like sticks and then they put it in overwoods.
Yeah.
And then in the original trilogy, sometimes they were sticks and sometimes, like, you know in the scene where Luke is in the Millennium Falcon?
Yeah.
And there's the little...
The training bot.
Yeah, training
yeah.
droid that's shooting things at him.
Yeah.
And he's moving his lightsaber. That was just the hilt. And then in post-production, they added this, like, the light and the saber.
Yeah.
And that's why he moves the hilt and, like, the light kind of travels.
Oh,
behind
yeah.
it. So there was nothing there to go off.
Yeah.
They just had to put it in. But in the prequel trilogy, they have the
little rods,
sticks,
right?
the
Yeah.
rods.
I think that looks better.
It looks better.
Yeah.
But in this new one, they have like these light beams.
Right?
And they're so thick.
That's something
But
I
the
think.
thing that threw me off is the thickness of the lightsaber. It
I
didn't
agree.
look good.
When I think of Star Wars, you know Rebels?
Yeah.
You know how everything's skinny?
They're almost too thin though.
Yeah, but like, between Rebels and Clone Wars,
Yeah.
but Clone Wars is a bit thicker, but it's like artistically thicker.
For me, prequel trilogy is the lightsaber standard.
Yeah, I agree. Because the lightsabers seem cheap.
And Clone Wars, they look good. I can get off with Rebels because it's a different style of animation.
I didn't like it first, but it grew on me.
Rebels?
I like the Inquisitor action scenes and
Yeah,
stuff.
they're cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're so thick. And I don't think Acolyte was very good.
Yeah.
It was weird because they idealized the dark side of the Force. And it's almost as, like, Star Wars is about the light side.
Yeah.
Like, they're the good guys. You don't want to be the dark
Actually,
side.
Disney does it. They don't fantasize. They portray the dark side as like an idealistic thing,
you
like
can
with Kylo Ren
sympathize
too.
with them.
Yeah.
But with Kylo Ren, I like that kind of story.
Really, I did not like it.
But, well, obviously it had its flaws.
Yeah.
But, like, he was betrayed by his uncle.
Mm.
Because his uncle had a bad vision.
Oh, okay.
But then he redeemed himself. I like that. Whereas this one, she starts as good. And she gets... Like, it's like Anakin. But you get to the point where Anakin is the bad guy. Like, he's undeniably the bad guy.
Yeah.
But then he redeems himself.
Yeah.
Whereas this chick, she's like... kind of okay, you know, you're not really sure.
Yeah.
And she just gets worse and worse. And then she, like, gets Sith eyes.
Like red eyes.
Yeah.
What?
And, like, kills
See, this
someone.
is just Disney stuff that
And
doesn't make sense.
it's just stupid. Ahsoka, I honestly can't remember what happens, but it's good.
Yeah.
There's
I
this guy.
can't remember what happens, but it's good.
There's this guy named Balin Scroll.
Yeah.
And he's like this Jedi, but he's turned kind of dark.
Yeah.
But he's not a Sith.
Yeah.
And he was really good. He was a good actor. I really liked him. There were some good lightsaber scenes. But
Oh yes, I know who you're talking about. He's like a white beard, right?
but he died.
Oh really?
Like in real
Jeez,
life.
That's really
so
sad.
they've recast. Have you seen Game of Thrones?
No.
Well, there's this guy in Game of Thrones called the Hound.
Yeah.
That actor's gonna play him in season 2.
Actually, you know about recasting? You know when they did
What
Black
is-
Panther?
Yeah.
Do you think they should just recast Chadwick Boseman? Did you even watch Wakanda Forever?
Yeah, I did.
It was horrid, in my opinion.
It was difficult. I don't know. It was kind of nice that they kind of
Mm.
like they didn't want anyone else
Yeah.
playing the role.
But I reckon they could have recast him.
What do you
and
think the
still be
best
respectful.
recast is?
Well, I don't even know. I don't know enough actors to say who's gonna be.
I'd say Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Not a bad recast.
What do you mean hype?
Well, Dumbledore.
Oh yes, I actually agree.
Like they had different styles.
Yeah.
You know what would have been interesting to see Richard Harris was the first Dumbledore. What's the second guy? Michael Gambon. He's now dead as well.
Yeah.
But they both had different styles. You
Yeah.
know? But it would have been interesting to see what Richard Harris would have been like playing Dumbledore in the darker movie. Like
Yeah. Because he was very light in
Yeah,
the
he was
first
like,
few. Yeah.
Harry, how are you? You know.
And then
so-
went to like, do you put your name in a goblet of fire?
Yeah, exactly. Like Gambon was like.
Yeah.
But in the third movie, Gambon's first movie.
Yeah.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Mhm.
He did have that like kind of character to him. Like with the time turner sequence, like he'd come
Yeah.
in and he'd be like, "You better be quick."
Yeah.
But then in the Goblet of Fire, he's like, "Don't you punch!"
But I don't think of. I actually don't know the actors' names. But I don't think of the second Dumbledore
Yeah.
as being like warm and fuzzy.
But in the third one,
Yeah.
you don't think of it because
Yeah.
he's not in the third one as much. But
Mhm.
like in the start of it, he's like, "You have to remember to turn on the light."
Oh.
And he's like, he is. I feel like he could have played
Yeah.
that. Like they're both good for their
Yeah.
parts, but I think they both could have done it really
Yeah.
good. But you see, they're
I
like
see. Yeah.
they're
how it's
starting
going.
the new.
Yes, I did see.
and
Did you
still
see
the
who they
casting.
cast as?
Oh, they have cast.
Apparently, there's like rumored castings.
There's
Who's the
rumoured
rumored casting
castings.
for? Go.
So there's 7 rumored
Mm.
castings here. Cillian Murphy as guess who?
Voldemort.
Okay, we're not doing that. For other people, Cillian
Yeah.
Murphy as Voldemort.
Yeah.
I think that would look really good.
Yeah.
He's
Here's the like.
he's a
vibe
good
for
actor.
it.
I still haven't seen
Oppenheimer.
I need to
Oh.
watch that.
It's
But
a
they've
tough
neither
watch, not gonna lie.
confirmed nor denied any of these.
Okay.
Oh wait, Rachel Weisz.
Oh wait, how's she look like?
She plays.
Oh yeah, isn't she?
She plays
she's,
Black Widow's mum.
She's Daniel Craig's.
Welcome back to Shaman's Ramen.
Welcome back.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
So the chick who plays Black Widow's mum
Mm.
in that horrible movie as McGonagall.
Because she's Daniel Craig's
Wow,
wife.
I didn't know that. That could be okay. I can get around that.
Mhm.
I,
Who's she
I
with
haven't
McGonagall?
seen these. Sharon Horgan as McGonagall. I don't know who that is.
Oh, I've seen that. That was a rumored casting I saw this morning.
Oh, I've seen this. Brett Goldstein as Rubius Hagrid.
Oh,
The dude
I've
who
seen that.
plays-
I actually like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
he could do a good job, I think. Papa Esidu as Severus Snape. Oh, that would actually be so
Which
good.
one?
Mark Rylance. Have you seen Ready Player One?
Oh yes, he
The
plays.
dude who plays
the
that's actually an insane.
that's a good cast.
Because you know his like avatar in the game.
Yeah, he's like has the beard. And
Yeah,
everything.
and
Oh
like,
yeah.
he's so mysterious. He
Mhm.
would be a really good.
I rate
actor,
that cast.
actually. That's a good one. It's more like Richard Harris vibes, like the first time.
Yeah. It'd be cool to see him throughout, but it's gonna be a series, right?
Yeah.
How does that work?
What? It'd take place over like 7-8 years.
But I don't think you know how Percy Jackson was a series, but it took them too long to make season 2, so
yeah.
now he's like
No, I actually saw a thing. They're gonna film like season 1 and 2 next to each other.
Oh, for Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Like,
actually not bad
yeah.
then.
Mark Strong as Dumbledore.
I like that cast. I like Mark
he'd
Strong.
give more of a He'd give more of the second Dumbledore.
Yeah,
vibes.
he does.
I'm backing this one more. I like that idea better.
Mark Rylance.
Yeah. Because in the books, have you read the books?
No.
Dumbledore is like a very like
Jolly.
like in that famous like did you put your name like in the book he's like Harry did you put your name
Oh
in
yeah.
the Goblet of
Isn't
Fire?"
like it's like Dumbledore said calmly or something.
Yeah, so-
yeah.
like I feel like he gives better book vibes. you
Yeah.
know? I don't
That's
think
fair.
Mark Strong would play good Voldemort.
Yeah, I think he gives good vibes with a Harry, did you put your name in a goblet of fire?
He's yeah, that's but see we're trying to be book actors.
Yeah.
But he's bald in everything. I can't see him with long hair and
Actually
beard.
true.
Shaman.
That is a bit weird. No, I think you watched Kingsman, right?
Yeah.
Do you like
Oh,
Kingsman?
Such a good film.
Because
Both of them are really good.
you know, I think the last scene ruins it. The last scene of the first one,
What's the last scene?
the princess and the
Why?
because I recommended it the other day, the movie, and I didn't
To
even
who?
think of the scene, and I thought it was great. And the only thing the person told me after they watched it was they thought the last scene ruined it, and I was like,
Yeah, but you gotta get past that.
yeah, the movie is amazing.
It's
Though.
amazing. Yeah, really good.
Remember the Bushmen?
Shaman, you can't tell everyone about. They'll steal our ideas.
Steal our idea. Okay, no talking about that.
Shaman and I have a great idea for an Australian version of Kingsman.
If you are a movie producer, if you have any connections, hit us up. we'd make a multi-million-dollar movie. The profits would be immense.
You have to hire us first.
And we both have to direct. Or, like, be involved in the creative process. Because we don't know how to direct. And we want to be hired as lead actors.
Shaman, what was your favourite experience from both, either one, or one from both, Japanese tours?
Good question. I liked when we went to the... So, to set the stage, we stayed in Tachikawa. No, not Tachikawa. Where did we stay? Tachikawa.
No, that was the school.
The first one. Where did we stay in the first one? Ikebukuro.
Ikebukuro.
We stayed in Ikebukuro. We were in this really fancy hotel, and the first night, our teacher took us down to the 7-Eleven. And we walked in, and then I could see these two high school girls looking at Cooper.
Was that the first night?
That was the first night, and they're like chuckling and laughing, and I was like, this is funny. So I walked on and I said like, oh, konnichiwa. Oh, I think it said konbanwa. I pointed at Cooper and I said, 彼は可愛いですね. And they all like start laughing. They're like, hi, hi, hi. And I'm like, 彼は私の友達です. It was like very bad Japanese. My Japanese is horrid now.
He said he looks cute.
Yeah, so I said he looks cute, and I said he is my friend. And they started laughing, and I'm like, oh, do you wanna take a photo with him or something? Or do you wanna meet him? I think. And they came and met him, and then they asked to take. Then a guy showed up, which I think the guy was one of their boyfriends.
I didn't think he was Shaman.
Really? Well, he was obviously like, okay, a guy showed up. They took a photo with all of us, and after they did that, they turned to Cooper and said, can we get a photo with just you? And for the record, Cooper's just a normal, 15-year-old.
I still have that photo.
Really? That was a very funny day.
Yeah.
In the second tour, we were... Actually, no. I really like Universal Studios. I went to Japan for schoolies instead of going to schoolies.
Oh, I forgot about that.
There was a time when everyone got into train and I didn't get on.
Really?
There were too many people on, so I had to go on the next one, but I was stressed. But it wasn't that.
That's scary.
Because we got to Japan, I was very confident because I had my Suica card from our previous visits when we went. Suica, yes. Did I say it right?
I don't know.
The Suica card, for reference... Suica. Okay, there we go. Just
You're
ignore
saying
it.
like Suica, like SW.
Oh, Suica.
It's Suica.
See, this is Cooper educating me in pronunciation again. But we went...
Someone's got to do it.
The time we went, it was the start of 2024, end of 2023. And Japan stopped giving tourists the Suica cards.
Oh, really?
Because it's like a waste of plastic. So you had to do it on your phone. So when I got there, I'm like, oh, it's chill. I have my own Suica cards. And my friends that came with me, their families had gone before. They had their own Suica cards too. So I was very confident. We get down off the plane into the train station. And then I go to tap my Suica card, but I get a notification on my phone as I like swipe it past. And it's like, well, you can add the Suica card to your wallet. And I'm like, what? This is awesome. I want to put it on my phone. So I scan my Suica card and put it on my phone. And then I go to check how much value on it. There was nothing on it, right? And I go to add money onto it, and it's not working. Because you need to use like a MasterCard or an American Express card. It's the only way to add money onto the card. And I only had a Visa card. So I couldn't add money onto the Suica card. And we go down to the train station, and then I'm hella stressed. I'm like, I don't have a way to get on the train now. I have to buy an actual ticket. We didn't know where we were going. There's like hundreds of people in this small station under Narita. And we're like, oh damn, like we're like we were all teenagers at the time, except one of us who was 18. 4 teenagers in the middle of Tokyo. No idea what we're doing. I was the only one that spoke Japanese, but I was stressed. But I went up to one lady, went up to one counter, and I'm like, I'm not here to speak Japanese. I just want to have fun. I'm just going to speak in English. I spoke to English to her. She told me to go to the other counter.
Oh.
I went there. I lined up for 20 minutes, went to the other counter. All my friends are waiting for me. I speak in English again. The lady's like, no, you're wrong. You have to go to the other counter. She points to the one we were just at. I go back there. The lady says, no, you're in it's that one. And by that, I was so fed up. I'm like, I just switched to Japanese at the next counter. The lady immediately understood me, gave me my tickets. I'm like, wow. My broken Japanese is... Actually, that makes sense, though. My broken Japanese is better than my English.
That's true. I'm
Yeah.
not surprised.
Yeah.
Shaman, I just remember the most traumatizing experience.
What?
So, we were headed to
Mm-hmm.
Hiroshima
Yeah.
on the bullet train. Do you remember?
Yeah. When you want to run on.
Yeah. It was actually horrible because... First of all, I don't know why we
all had our bags. No, we didn't. We had backpacks.
No, we were on time. Like, we were waiting at the train station. And for what, maybe
Weren't we on the wrong side, though?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And so anyway, the teachers were like, let's go, we got to move. So I moved. Then one of the kids couldn't get through the gate into the station. And then so Greg was just like, just go, get on the train, go. And so then I was like, shit.
Yeah.
And because first of all, the younger kids had gone first, so they were
Mm-hmm.
probably already on the train. And Greg was like, Coop, you need to get on that train with them. And so...
But for context, Japanese bullet trains leave on the second on
they
the dot.
they go
Like, yeah.
at the...
So we were
all
like
Japanese
5 minutes away.
And anyway,
from the
so I
train.
read my card, and it was like, this train, but it was like the last carriage. I
Yeah.
was like, shit. And I was like, run! And I said to the kid, and I was like, run!
And we're screaming at each other.
And I was like, Shaman, run! And so we were at this empty train station because
Yeah.
everyone was on the train, and we were just fanging it down this
Because the train
station.
had been there for at least like 20, 30 minutes now.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
waiting, yeah.
And so we were bolting up towards our carriage. And I look behind, and all these, like, not little, but
But
the
younger
year
kids.
9, year 10 kids are racing after us. I was like, go, 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 get on the train. And then I was like, 2 more cards, go. I was like, okay, let's just get on this one. Because the doors were closing. And so we jump on this car, got on, doors closed. And I was like, fuck. Because there was only like me. Were you with me?
Yeah, I was with you. It was just, no,
was
I
me.
was on the one in front of you. We met up. Remember all the seniors met
and
up?
it was
'cause we
me.
thought, yeah.
No, it was just me, Shaman, and like 3 of the year 10s.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like-
Because we had to like text to figure out where everyone was.
No,
like.
and I just spoil it.
I'm trying to figure this
And
out.
I
I'm
was
confused too.
like, holy shit. We've left everyone at the station and it's just us. We're going to Hiroshima by ourselves without teachers. Anyway, so we sat there for like 10 minutes. And then finally Nathan arrives. And I was like, oh, Nathan, you got on the train? He was like, yeah, I got on like the 10th card or something and walked up. And I was like, oh, that's good. Did you see if the teacher's going? He was like, no, I don't know. And so we sat there for like 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden, Miss Pity, Greg, and the rest of the kids walk in. And then Greg, this was the only time that I've been scared of him. He comes up to me and he's like, Cooper, I can't remember what it was. He was traumatized, but he like yelled at me really. But he
Why?
didn't yell. It was like really quiet. He was like, that was the stupidest thing you've ever done. And he like got mad at me. And I...
But didn't he tell you to run?
No.
Oh.
I was so heartbroken.
Wait, why was...
Because he said to me, he was like, why would you not just get on the first cart? So I told everyone to run to our cart. Meanwhile, I should have just gotten on the first
Wow,
one.
why'd I trust
But
you?
no, the reason why I did this is because Greg had told me previously that the Japanese don't usually like you getting on the wrong cart and like walking to your own cart. But he said like you should have just gotten on the train. Because meanwhile, I didn't know this, but because I couldn't hear anything. But Greg said that the train guy came over the platform and in Japanese was like, please get on the train. And he said it like 3 times, please get on the train in Japanese. And then he switches like this really bad English and was like, please get on the train. And then he yelled it like 3 times, like, to the children running, get on the train. And then Greg said he was just standing there like, what are they doing?
That was a good story.
Anyway, it was hilarious.
But a hot minute there. Remember when we were like stressed that they weren't on the train?
Yeah, we thought we were just headed to another city.
Yeah, we're like, okay, we did like step up as seniors.
Because
We
it was
figure
like a
out-
3-hour, however
Yeah.
long the ride was. It was hilarious.
That was a good time actually.
Yeah, that was a highlight, but also a traumatic experience.
It was.
Because Greg was actually mad at me, and I felt so heartbroken.
The other teacher couldn't speak as much Japanese, so that's fine.
Yeah, she couldn't speak any. This was the extent of her Japanese was... That was like the ongoing thing throughout the whole
Yeah.
trip. She would like talk to Shaman,
Kohi.
and by the end of the trip, she would be like,
She was
Kohi, Oki, Mocha.
She actually was very.
Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
I was very proud of her. She actually could order like legit at the end, and people would like respect her for. I was, Miss, if you're watching, Shaman is proud of you.
And don't be offended by my impression.
Okay, but there was another time we were on the train station, and I tapped on, and then Mr. Taylor's like, "Oh, you're on the wrong one," and I started to tap off. He's like, "No, just walk through here." So I walked through it, but because I didn't tap off, the card wasn't like coded right or something. So I tried to tap onto something, and it wouldn't let me through. And all of you guys went through, and it wouldn't let me get through.
Yeah.
And Mr. Taylor's like, "Shaman, what are you doing? Like, why are you just getting through?" And it wouldn't let me through. So I had to go through like the like train officer's office and get him to like.
Oh.
At the time, I tapped on but didn't tap off, and I walked through, and Mr. Taylor comes up to me. He's like, "Shaman, you're a senior. You're supposed to be more organized than that." That broke my heart. I was so sad. He's like, "What are you doing? You're supposed to be an example to the kids. You're a vice captain. You're supposed to be not. Why are you mucking around?" And then I was like, "Sir," and he didn't even let me tell him.
That's
And then,
heartbreaking.
yeah, and then Miss Pity later's like, "No, Greg, he tapped on it, just didn't work the card." And so I was like, "Oh, sorry." Do you remember when
Hilarious.
they had to sort something out at one of the train stations, and they told us to sit down and eat lunch, and we sat on the floor.
Oh yeah, and then the police officers came.
The police officers came up to us, and they had to speak to us because they can't speak English. They had to tell us we're not allowed to sit on the floor, and they basically kicked us out of the train station, but very politely. And they walked us out to another 7-Eleven where we could sit down in front of, because we can't sit down in the front of the train station. And Mr. Taylor comes back, and we're like, "So we got kicked out." He's like, "Yeah, I thought you would." Like, sir, why?
Sometimes that man just sets us up for failure. You know, that reminds me of a great quote. Sometimes, Shaman, not everything's a lesson. Sometimes you just fail.
Yeah, I think everything's a lesson.
No, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes you just fail.
Okay, that's
And that was one of those.
I reckon that was a lesson in.
No, it was a lesson.
In
actually.
Mr. Taylor abandoning us.
Yeah. He has a funny way of trying to teach us things.
He was a very good teacher, though.
Yeah.
Very good teacher.
Well, we did well in Japanese, so
We
that's
did.
what matters.
Yeah, it didn't count for me, but hey.
Even though most of our lessons were spent just talking about random shit.
Great. That was the highlight of my schooling career. It was amazing. Dude, we have a tradition on this podcast.
Okay.
Every episode,
Your
the guest.
2-episode long tradition.
Yes.
Did you know that something has to happen 3 times for it to be considered a tradition?
Really? Well, technically, this is the 3rd time, technically, so.
Well, for the 4th time, it would be tradition. We're making tradition.
Yeah, so today we're making tradition, ladies and gentlemen, you hear that? But we have a little mascot and everything, etc. It's a little duck named Pip.
Right.
Unfortunately, Pip isn't a real person or real duck. It's a fictional duck. But we, or you, as a guest of everything, etc., are in charge of making Pip's life story. So, on our previous episode with Rahil and Abdullah, I asked them to give me 2 sentences each about the story of Pip. So this is what they said. Rahil said, Pip is a duck. Pip has 3 brothers, but Pip is a different color to his brothers. Then Abdullah said,
Literally the ugly duckling.
Pip is pink, but his brothers are yellow. Pip looks in his reflection and gets worried. What's a sentence you can add to that to continue Pip's story?
I don't like the fact that he's pink.
You don't like the fact?
Can I just
You can't change what people have said.
Yes, I can. I can just say that he.
You have to build on from
I
that.
can say he dyed his hair black.
You could. But that's boring.
Pip became emo. Does it have to start with Pip?
No, you could say because Pip was worried about his color, he became emo and dyed his hair black.
Well, it seems to be a tradition that it starts with Pip.
Oh, you could, yeah.
Pip was worried about his reflection, so he became emo and dyed his hair black. Pip dreams to be a fighter pilot in the Duck Navy.
Oh, that's good. I like that
in
one.
the Duck Navy or the Duck Air Force?
The Duck Navy sounds cooler.
Do the Navy have fun?
Isn't the Navy... Navy is when you fly...
But like, in Top Gun, they release them off Navy vessels. But are they part of the Air Force? Or the Navy? They have to be the Air Force.
I swear it's the Navy.
Okay, Pip wants to be a fighter pilot in the Air Force.
Great. Very good. That is Pip's story now. Excuse me. To recap, it was... Pip was worried about his reflection, so he became emo and dyed his hair black.
Mm-hmm.
Pip wanted to be a fighter pilot, a part of the Duck Air Force.
Yeah, wants to be.
Will
be determined. Or a doctor. Leave it open-ended.
Let's keep it at the Air Force one.
Air Force or a stripper. Or Pip wants to be a stripper.
No, what? You've already said that.
No, I changed it.
We'll say Pip wants to be an
emo
Air
stripper.
Force pilot in the Duck Air Force, or he wants to be a doctor, or he wants to be a stripper.
Yep, that's it.
Good, very good. That is a very interesting chain of events for Pip.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper, it was a pleasure having you on.
It was.
I'd really appreciate it. Support us on the socials. Follow, like, subscribe this podcast wherever you're watching. Cooper, do you follow Everything Etc. on Instagram?
I do.
Would you like to plug Everything Etc. right now? Do you know the Instagram handle?
Everything Etc.
.podcast. Go follow that on Instagram right now. All the updates will be there. If you got any feedback, shoot us with a DM or leave a comment. It was a pleasure having you on. We look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Everything Etc. Cooper, it was a pleasure. Thank you everyone for tuning into this episode of Everything Etc. It's been a pleasure. Cooper, it's been even more of a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope to see you again. Thank you for listening, everyone.
In the words of Mr. Taylor, here ends the lesson for today.
Exceptional. Thank you.